Hey everyone, welcome to the weekly update. I'm Chuck Mayer, your host. Welcome to Fishy Business. We've got a lot going on. The number one thing we've got going on is a free 125 or 125 gallon tank with overflows or without overflows. But that is our special for this month. We're going to do the drawing on August the 31st. If there is an August the 31st, if not, we'll do it on August the 30th. I know there's one of those. So that's the exciting news. Now on to the weekly update. Okay, so the first order of business I want to show you is this brand new 6-foot cherry stand and canopy we got in. This thing is pretty unbelievable in that it's not like a maple with the cherry stain. It is cherry wood. It is heavy, it is a beast, but it is beautiful. It'll fit a 125, it'll fit a 150. 6 by 18 to the back. Beautiful stand and canopy, one of the nicest ones from La Rochelle Designs that we have. And this just came in this week and we just got it on a stand last night. So you definitely, if you're in the market for a new tank, you want to definitely take a look at this. Just wanted to show this stand and canopy again, just because I think it's so beautiful and it's something that we haven't had before. It's definitely different, but a really gorgeous kind of a Prussian blue. It's the first time we've done a stand and canopy this way, though we have done blue ones before. This custom color is absolutely beautiful. You can see some of the wood grain through it, but definitely check it out as well. This is one that will hold a 90-gallon tank, a 110 or a 75. So check this out when you come in. I want to also bring this up as it's been probably 2 months since we've had Reef Lemonade back in stock. Michael is making it up fresh every day. Reef Lemonade is a fantastic grouping of copepods, phytoplankton, all kinds of different other types of pods that have all been kind of mashed into a wonderful soup for your reef tank. So if you have a reef tank, if you have corals, invertebrates, anything like that, Reef Lemonade is one of the coolest, freshest things that we have to offer, and it's very inexpensive, so check it out when you're checking out. And one more thing real quick, a brand new coastal has just come in. We just got in the coastal. Fits a 75, a 90, or a 110. It looks exceptional with the 110 on it. It has definitely been our most popular selling stand and canopy, I think, this year. But it is beautiful shiplap style, and it looks good anywhere you put it. But if you want that beachy coastal feel, you need the coastal. Okay, for a little change up this week, we're gonna start with saltwater and go to freshwater. So, on Gracie's order, let's get into saltwater. What you're looking at right here is the Melanurus wrasse. It is probably one of my favorite wrasses for so many different reasons. It's very beneficial in terms of the things that it eats, and it can eat bristleworms. It is not a very large wrasse. It doesn't get too terribly big. It's part of the aquarist family. Absolutely beautiful with I mean, just greens and blues and pinks, every color you can think of. It's a stunning fish. It tends to stay out. It doesn't tend to be too afraid of people. This one just came in a few hours ago, and as you can see, it's relaxed and feeding already. In the tank with it, you'll also notice a coral beauty. It's another one of my favorite fish. It's Centropyge bispinosus. The reason I love this fish so much is it is so adaptable. It's one of my top 5 saltwater fish to have in an aquarium. And it is a very peaceful fish. It mixes well with other fish. Beautiful colors, not an expensive fish at all. The average coral beauty is under $60. So a very, very hardy, very, very safe fish. 2 wonderful fish you can see kind of interacting together. A very skittish but very adaptable and long-lived fish, the foxface, I can't talk. The foxface rabbitfish, Lo vulpinus, is a wonderful fish. It does have 3 venomous spines on the top front of the dorsal fin. However, that is just a protective measure for the fish itself, defensive measure rather. It is a wonderful fish that adds a lot of color. It does typically stay out. It's very, very hardy, very long-lived despite its skittish behavior. These are some young ones we've just gotten in. We haven't been able to get foxface in a little while. Last couple weeks have been really good, and Gracie's kept us in stock with them. So a wonderful, wonderful fish. Okay, so let's look at the baby tank this week. And in the baby tank, we always have the coolest fish. Gracie keeps miniature versions of all the big fish that you see in here at much higher prices. You can see the regal blue tang swimming into view right next to the sailfin tang, probably one of my favorite fish for both service and in a saltwater tank. It's a fish that just, it's not bulletproof, but it's as close as bulletproof as you can get. Coming back behind the center opening in the rock, you'll see the Korean angel, and swimming through it looks like a mimic tang. Up in the corner we have a French angel, and coming into view the long-nosed hawkfish. So a lot of cool little baby fish came in this week. I love baby fish because they're easily adaptable, much easier usually than fish that have been in the wild for a long time. Young fish don't have the knowledge of the ocean in the same way that that larger fish do, and so I think they tend to come in much more relaxed. They settle in a lot easier compatibility wise. You can see 3 or 4 tangs, maybe even 5 tangs swimming around each other with no aggression whatsoever. It's always good to get small fish if you can. This is an aged pair of black clownfish that I took out of a service account today. We had a tear down of a tank. They're actually picking at the blue tang that was in the tank with them. Anytime we get in fish that have already been established and have been well cared for a long period of time out in the service world or in an individual's tank, as these have, I always mention them because you can't buy fish like this. These are fish that went in as babies and have grown. They've got great weight. They're very adapted to life in an aquarium, and these might be some of the prettiest black clowns I think I've seen. For the 3rd week in a row, I've got another harlequin tusk. This is as popular of a fish as it gets, and rightly so, because it is so adaptable. It is so compatible on so many different levels. I wouldn't get one and throw it in a reef tank unless you want to miss your inverts. But in any other situation, it's a fantastic fish. It's long-lived. It only gets more colorful the older that it gets. Great fish. Okay, so let's talk about the gray triggerfish. We just got one in. It's not very gray other than the back part of its body. It actually is covered with blue spots and kind of a loose striping throughout the body right behind the blue spots. It's very inquisitive. Temperament of this fish I don't know a whole lot about, as I haven't had them. This is another cool one that Gracie just kind of gets out of the blue when we're able to buy something that we weren't expecting. I don't have a lot of information on it other than to tell you that I will by the time you come in and ask me questions about it. It's only been here for a few hours. It's a very cool looking fish, very different, and very relaxed. It doesn't seem to be overly bossy. It hasn't been so far today anyway, but that's true of a lot of triggers when they first arrive. So really pretty blue spots on the eye. Reminds me of a queen trigger in a lot of ways, just a little bit not quite as bright as far as the striations on the body. Everybody loves sand sifting gobies, and this is one of the best. This is the tiger sand sifting goby. It is a really colorful goby, a lot of personality, pretty much constantly sifts sand except when we're showing the video when it doesn't want to and wants to look at the one in the tank next to it. However, we don't have these all the time. We try to get the diamonds every week. But this is a great sand sifting goby, and it's something to bring interest to the bottom of the tank, and they tend to burrow. They tend to kind of make caves around the base of your live rock, which is really cool in a reef tank because it's kind of an afterthought or something that you don't see right away when you look at the tank, and then makes a really cool statement after the fact. So we have those, and I think I do have one diamond watchman as well. But there are at least 3 in my viewpoint right now, 3 tiger sand sifting gobies. So come check them out. Now it's time for freshwater. Let's talk about freshwater and what came in this week. Okay, so last week we couldn't do this because these tanks were all empty. Everybody had come, bought all the koi and stuff that we had. So this week I've got Shishui koi back in stock. I've got the black koi back in stock. These black koi are really cool because they have a nice underbelly of gold. Butterfly koi are back in stock, and I've got some electric metallic versions. The Chinese high fin sharks we did talk about a little bit. I've got a few left. These aren't available very often, so you definitely want to jump on them when you can. If koi are not in your ballpark for spending money, pond comets, shubunkins, and sarasa comets might be. And what you're looking at right now are a full host of fish that will do great in an outdoor pond at not a lot of price to the pocketbook. The sarasa comets are really, really nice this week, exceptional as far as their color and their markings. Japanese A-grade koi are back in stock. butterfly koi. It's really anybody's game right now. If you're in the market for pond fish, this is a great time to come get some while I've got everything stocked up. What you guys are looking at are red neon blue-eyed rainbows. These are some amazing little fish. I'm not trying to sell them because they're going to sell themselves. These are specific rainbows for a small nano type aquarium, live plants. The picture's not going to show you how colorful they are. The fact that they're small, the fact that they're rainbows, they are schooling with each other just about everywhere in the tank, hanging out together. I have never seen these before. That's not to say we haven't had them, but they definitely haven't been brought to my attention. If you've got a small aquarium, you got a planted tank, you're wondering what to put, these are some really, really cool fish. And if I sound surprised, I am. Okay, so while I was getting my list for what to talk about, a little redhead girl came running up to me, pulled her mask down and said,
"You forgot bettas."
And the reason I forgot bettas is because she didn't put them on my list. So, but more to the point, here's the most you'll see Kara smile in a video. More to the point, you're not even going to be able to hold it. With no lack of drama, we got in bettas from Thailand.
Yeah, they literally arrived to America the day I got them.
That she picked out.
Yeah, I hand-picked them. They come from the best breeders in Thailand. They're a little more pricey than normal, but they're so worth it. They're so much prettier and nicer and healthier.
So, I'm going to show you the bettas now. Even though I was going to show you the largest green severum ever, which is going to have to wait. So let's look at bettas real quick. There are green severums and there are green severums, and there are extra large green severums, and this is part of the latter. This is the extra large green severum that came in today. Outgrew a tank for someone, so if there is one of you out there that's got a large fish tank and want a beautiful, beautiful fish, the extra large green severum might be for you. The Pandagaras are back. This is one of the best algae eaters in all of freshwater. We don't have them very often, but very popular amongst enthusiasts who know and follow what kind of fish or what. This is a great, great fish. As you can see, they've been in the tank just a couple of hours, and they're all over the algae that was on the corner of this tank. Great fish, highly adaptable to a lot of different conditions. Pandagaras are fantastic. Plecos, like we had really, really cool plecos last week. We've got a gold nugget this week and a blue phantom. Both of these came in just a little while ago. They're very young fish, so they're not super, super pricey. But if you want a show quality pleco and you collect them, or you just want a really cool algae eater that's something different than the norm, these fish might be for you. Everybody's always asking, when are you going to get some frogs, some aquatic frogs? Well, I've got some aquatic frogs. These are some different gray African clawed frogs that came in today. They're about twice the size of what they usually come in. If Connor backs up just a little bit, you can kind of see it against these snakeskin grommies about how big it is. These have got a little bit of size on them, but a fully aquatic frog in any kind of cool environment where they can't swallow a tank mate. Kissing grommies, the things we all saw as kids, we thought they were kissing, but they were actually fighting when they were touching each other. The kissers are back in stock. We get asked about these a lot, and for whatever reason, they used to be very, very common, but I haven't been able to get any in just a little while. But I've got them and some pictus cats on the bottom. Both the kissing grommies and the pictus cats go really well together in any type of tank where you can handle having some fin nippers. Really, really cool. Green Terror, and the reason I love it so much is all the different colors that they have, especially this orange pinstripe that runs along the dorsal and caudal fins as they grow up. You can see it on some of these, but not on all of these, but they get these really iridescent blue spots and stripes on their body. They're a really, really beautiful fish. Just the whole shape, the whole body style. They are super aggressive, so you would want to only keep them with Central and South American cichlids and a pH of about 7 to 7.5. They are fantastic, though, in terms of color and in terms of showiness in a tank. So if you've got a big tank, I've got some green terrors for you. Tricolor lobsters are in stock. Now, the cool thing about tricolor lobsters is the tricolor patterns on their body are different from each one, so no two are the same. You'll see different types of splotches and colors on any of these. I have 3 in stock. They're really cool and unique, and I haven't had them in a fair amount of time. So if you want a cool crayfish for the bottom of your aquarium, this guy's getting really excited as the fish are trying to pick on him, so he's showing off for the camera. But a very cool fish nonetheless. So our famed coral specialist, Hayden Carrion, has got a ton of really cool corals in stock. What I'm going to show you right now isn't even going to scratch the surface. I think I did make a comment last week about how amazing the coral selection is right now, but it is really phenomenal. There are corals to suit any price point, from anywhere from $30 or a 3 for $70, right on up to as much as you want to spend for some really rare torches and things like that. We also got in some corals that were cut out of a tank this morning that we went and tore down. So you definitely want to check things out when you come in. Amazing array of corals, fish, inverts, everything you can imagine. And Gracie's primary shipment hasn't even come in yet. So watch for Facebook. There'll be a lot more updates to come in the next 24 hours. So we're back at the 125 again, where I wanted to end the video just so you guys know you've got about 2.5 weeks left to go to fishybusinesssc.com and register to win a free 125-gallon tank. This will be the biggest tank I think we have given away to date in the entire history of the store, and it's happening in August. I know a lot of things are going on in the world and in your world, but take 5 minutes and go there. It doesn't cost anything, and it's a way for us to give back. God bless. We hope you have a wonderful week, and stay tuned as one of Richard's stories is coming up now.
Doing research is a wonderful thing. Read everything you can, watch videos, try to learn from everything. But the most important thing you can take away is that the fish don't read books and they don't care what we think.